Hello, my name is Mervi Heikkinen and I work in Research Project, which is a European Commission funded coordination and support action. We have been developing tools for gender impact assessment of research, and I will share some ideas how you could apply this tool in aim to improve gender dimension in your research application. Gender dimension focuses on biological sex, social gender, and overlapping intersectionality. Intersectionality means that there are different intersecting categories such as gender, sex, ethnicity, race, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, and geographical locations that combine to inform individuals' identities and experiences. That is important to take in account in research. In Horizon Europe proposal has the structure consisting three parts: excellence, implementation, and impact. And gender impact assessment can be applied in each of these parts. In excellence part, which describe what is being researched, it's important to pay attention if you have sex and gender dimension and intersectional approach in research and innovation content properly taken into account in topic choice, literature review, in knowledge gaps, research question in general. And how to do it? We created these gender impact assessment fitness steps for your advice. These are triggering questions that you might go through by yourself or in your team with the help of your research support services in aim to identify gaps that you could improve in your applications. In each of these questions, you can evaluate whether you have done the proposed action, whether it is even important. So therefore, there are these 4 options: yes, no, I don't know, does not apply. So the first step here in relation to excellence, I have conducted a literature review and included sex and gender in my search keywords. Have I done it? I don't know. Does not apply into my research area. Maybe it would be anyways interesting to try what kind of findings you could do if you would use those keywords. I consider gender implications in how I have elaborated my research question and my research goals is the second question on these stairs. On top of the ladder, there's a question: I include a gender expertise in my team. And through these different statements or questions, you can go through and decide which ones are the most suitable for your research to develop gender dimension. The following part, implementation, how the research is done, focuses a lot to gender equality plan and planning in your organization. And the gender equality plan is beneficial document for developing this area. So you may check if you have sex and gender dimension as well intersectional analysis in quality and effectiveness of the work plan properly considered, and if a balanced composition of the research team is in place. There are questions such as: in my team, all points of views are heard and all members are listened to. Very basic statement, very basic code of conduct in many organizations. Even if the team is not obviously diverse, for instance, all members come from the same field, gender and ethnicity, I still can take into account point of view and experiences of all social groups. Do you do that? Please consider. And third statement, I have considered sex, gender and diversity dimensions in the recruitment, job descriptions and career paths of research group members. And so forth. The third part, impact, why the research is done, is probably quite broad in that sense, because it's going to be evaluated if sex and gender dimensions as well intersections are properly taken into account in pathways, impacts, contributions and whole societal effect of your research. There are statements such as I valorize all the members of the research team in the dissemination phase, authors, publications, website keynotes. It's possible to, in this sense, improve equality in career development. But also, all research outputs will be verified for use of appropriate terminologies and language that do not reflect gender stereotypes and that do not assume only two genders. But also, one might consider to include gender equality training for the project staff as part of the project activities. Very worth of considering. And there's a top level, my research can contribute to the advancement of gender equality in society. Important question to ponder. And so forth. So when we take overlook to gender impact assessment in research grant proposal preparation, we can see the whole continuity from the planning to the impact. In planning phase, we are advancing the already existing academic knowledge by doing data searches like Scopus and use those keywords, sex and gender, in aim to see whether the knowledge produced on this particular topic, whether it is gender aware, gender responsible knowledge. In grant application preparation phase, research funding organizations' requirements are important. And here Horizon Europe demands that applicants should explicate how and what kind of role sex and gender do play in research content. And if they see, researchers see that they don't play any role, sex and gender does not have anything to do with the research, they should also justify why this is the case. In execution phase of the research project, gender equality plan of the research institution is very important document to consider, and that can be the document and those actions that are in general level applied on institutional actions can be also applied on research team level and taken into serious consideration. Publications are important outputs of the research project, and there's journal's requirements, of course, in important role. There exist such guidelines like SAGER that request editorial boards to pay special attention to explicit sex and gender dimensions in each manuscript. And the authors might be requested to fine-tune the manuscript in that sense that they explicate how sex and gender were part of the research process and how the research results are applicable to different groups of people or etc. An impact phase, of course, new academic knowledge is applied, and there are different stakeholder groups that might be interested on that knowledge, in addition to academia, like government bodies, businesses, civil society, and all these different players. And of course, the impact of the academic knowledge, it's more broader than this organization. It actually influences the whole planet, as we can see nowadays. The knowledge has global impact. So excellence via gender impact assessment advances innovation and quality by ensuring that findings and products and programs benefit all citizens and whole society. For more information, you may take a look to European Commission Gendered Innovations 2 publication and Research Project website for further advice and tools. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope the best success for gender impact assessment of your research proposals. Thank you.